So, in a year where most companies were, let's be honest, just trying to keep their heads above water, one company didn't just survive, they absolutely crushed it. Today, we're going to unpack the playbook of SharkNinja and figure out how they pulled it off.
And that's really the big question, right? You've got supply chain chaos, consumers are feeling uncertain, and most companies were just hanging on for dear life. So what in the world makes SharkNinja, as their own CEO puts it, a true outlier?
Okay, let's just start with the numbers, because they really tell the story. In Q3, SharkNinja's net sales shot up by a whopping 14.3% year over year. Now, to be crystal clear, in this kind of economic climate, that's not just good, that is absolutely exceptional.
And get this wasn't some one-off lucky quarter. Nope, this was their 10th consecutive quarter of double-digit growth. That's not a fluke. It's a pattern. It's proof that there's a serious strategy at play here.
This is where it gets really interesting. So the overall market they're in, it actually went down a bit. But SharkNinja's sales, they grew in the low double digits. Think about that. They aren't just riding some industry wave, they are literally creating their own. So, how on earth did they do it? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. We're going to look at their winning streak, break down their 3-pillar playbook, check out their wild innovations, from facials to fire pits, see how they're taking on the world, and then, of course, find the proof in the profit.
All right, first up, that winning streak. Let's really dig in and see just how unique this performance is.
We heard this from their CEO, Mark Barrocas, earlier, and it just perfectly sums up their mindset. While everyone else was seeing roadblocks and challenges, SharkNinja was like, you know what? This is our chance to grab market share.
And that right there brings us to the core of it all, the strategy. Because let's be real, you don't get these kinds of results by accident. This is all by design.
So here it is. It all boils down to their 3-pillar growth strategy. It's actually pretty brilliant in its simplicity. First, jump into brand new categories. Second, absolutely dominate the categories you're already in. And third, take that winning formula and unleash it on the rest of the world. Simple, right? But incredibly powerful.
Okay, so that's the theory. But let's see how it actually works in practice. We can see those first 2 pillars in action just by looking at the insane range of products they're putting out.
And this quote from the CEO just nails it. It really shows you their ambition. I mean, who else launches an outdoor fire pit and a facial sculpting device in the same quarter? They're not just staying in their lane, they're paving brand new highways.
Just take a look at this list. They are literally solving problems you didn't even know you had. The Fireside 360 completely rethinks your backyard heater. The Facial Pro Glow, that's like bringing the spa to your bathroom. And they even came up with a word, stainsiety, for that panic you feel when you spill something, and then boom, they create the stain force to fix it. It is a total masterclass in knowing what customers want before they do.
But having an amazing product is only half the battle. You have to sell it. And this is where SharkNinja really shines. They are masters at creating that viral, I gotta have it demand through a super sophisticated marketing machine. They call it their ambassador playbook, and it's pretty slick. Think of it like a pyramid. At the very top, you've got these huge global icons for massive reach. Then underneath, they've built these huge networks of local influencers, creating content that feels real and authentic in every single market. It all works together to build this incredible buzz that turns straight into sales.
Which brings us perfectly to that 3rd pillar, taking this whole successful model and hitting the accelerator on global growth.
And wow, these international numbers are just staggering. Check this out. Overall international growth jumped to almost 26%. The UK alone was up 27%. And Latin America? We're talking triple-digit growth across the board. So yeah, their model isn't just working internationally, it's absolutely exploding.
Okay, so we've seen the strategy, we've seen the crazy innovation, and we've seen the global expansion. Now let's tie it all together and look at the bottom line, the financial proof.
I mean, just look at these Q3 numbers. Net sales, up over 14%. Adjusted gross margin, it broke 50%. Adjusted EBITDA grew by nearly 21%, and their adjusted net income leaped over 25%. These aren't just good numbers, they are outstanding, no matter how you slice it. And because of that powerhouse performance, the company feels so good about things that they've actually raised their forecast for the whole year. That's them basically saying, yeah, we expect this to keep going.
When you boil it all down, it comes back to this. It's what their CEO calls an outrageously extraordinary mindset. It's a company culture that's not just aiming for good enough. It's a relentless strive to be the best,
and you can see that DNA in everything they do.
And that leaves us with one final kind of fun question to think about. SharkNinja's whole game is built on finding those little everyday frustrations and then inventing some awesome 5-star product to fix it. So, take a look around your own place. What everyday problem do you think they're going to solve next?